we put on a t-shirt to actually do something that was inclusive, to say, actually, white Americans, you are allowed to be a part of this too, because literally all lives matter. And in fact, no lives have been mattering.
This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Ladies and gentlemen, we are selling out of these hats. The flamest, most fire hat that I've ever developed. And it's real comfortable, man. This is flex fit. I mean, this is the greatest hat ever. We got the whiskey glasses back. We got all our new merch. We got women merch. We got it all. Go to The Officer Tatum Store and find something that you love. Put in discount code ADAM2030. That's a new one. Adam2030. Put in Adam2030. You'll get 20% off the entire store. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime we go live and make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. I was at the barbershop earlier today, and I saw two young boys sitting in the barber chairs. And I was getting my hair cut, and I saw these two young boys, and these two black boys. And I saw one boy came in with his mama, and it was just him and his mama. And I started to think about, you know, single moms and the struggle that they may be, them trying to bring their kids, trying to get their hair cut, trying to do what's right, and their dad may not be present. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to just talk about what me caring about young black boys growing up with an influence and growing up with fathers and love and all of this stuff. I'm going to be about it. And I decided to pay for both of those boys' haircuts, and I tipped the barbers for both of them. And I didn't tell the parents. I didn't tell them. I told them later on, just tell them if they ask who paid for it. But you put your money where your mouth is at. Do you care about freedom or do you not? Do you care about supporting organizations that are doing the right thing and are helping us, or do you not? And that's my biggest plea. If you're interested, go to theofficertatum.com, click on the banner. It's at the very top. Just click on it and donate to Alliance Defending Freedom. I want to talk about Candace Owens, and I'll probably drag this out for a couple segments. Candace Owens went on Tucker Carlson. How do I not get a spot on Tucker Carlson? Man, God dang, she got a spot every week. I want a spot on Tucker Carlson or somebody. Anyway, Candace Owens get on there, and she's always just dominating. That's probably the reason why. But she's on there just dominating. And the concept or the idea about white lives matter, because her and Kanye West was at the London, he had a London fashion show, and her and Kanye West had wore these shirts that says white lives matter. And you know, the wokeity woke crowd just literally lost their salvation. They could not understand how black people can support white people. I mean, just imagine that. Think of this. They literally beat white people up, slapped them over the head, threw coffee on them, turned over tables, and said, you better wear a Black Lives Matter shirt, or you better support Black Lives. You better say Black Lives Matter. They make you put the black square on your Instagram, and know them white folks ain't never talked to a black person a day in their life, but they got a black square on their Instagram because they were forced to. They were coerced into doing it. But then let a black person say, white lives matter too. Oh, no. You're a sellout, Uncle Tom Coon. You hate your people. I mean, all of these crazy things that people are saying to Candace Owens. And this is the first time. I didn't even ask her about who initiated, but in the article that Daily Wire wrote about it, she, I would say admitted is not the word. She ended up mentioning that Kanye West came up with the idea kind of at the last minute. He said, hey, I want you to be a part of this fashion show. I'm assuming he flew her out to London, which was probably a fun flight. He flew her out to London, probably on a private jet, because, you know, Kanye is a billionaire. So that probably was a cool little experience. And then when she got there, he, you know, put the shirt out there and said, hey, let's do this. And she said, let's go. She already knew what Kanye was trying to do. And I think it's something to spark conversation around the country. But I want you to hear her explain it on Tucker Carlson. I believe it is clip 3.
Why did you do that? You did it together. And what do you think of the response? Why can't you do that?
Well, I just want to say it was one of the only weeks that I missed doing your show. And the only reason I would miss doing your show, Tucker, is because I knew that there was a cultural moment that would be so significant as this was. You know, I did it because Kanye called me and he said that he needed me to be there at the show and he needed me to be a part of the show. And when he told me what he had in mind and wearing these T-shirts, which, by the way, he told me the day of, I instantly understood what he was trying to do and what the artistic expression was. What it offered was a stunning commentary on the hypocrisy of the society that we live in. For years, we were told that Black Lives Matter was not an exclusionary phrase. We were told that it's just what we're saying. We're not trying to leave white people out, right? We're just saying this because this is a moment that Black Americans need to have in this country. They were totally fine when Asian Lives Matter became a slogan as well. Asians, by the way, are doing better in this country economically than white Americans. They're more successful in education as well. And they're more likely to get credit cards, as just one example. And yet, despite all of that, it was okay to say Asian Lives Matter. We put on a T-shirt to actually do something that was inclusive, to say, actually, white Americans, you are allowed to be a part of this too, because literally all lives matter. And in fact, no lives have been mattering. Black Americans are suffering as a result because of Black Lives Matter. We know that their neighborhoods have been rioted in inner city communities, and the businesses are moving out of there. The results of Black Lives.
I guess that was the end of the clip. As you can see, Candace went off, and I couldn't agree with her more. It is quite interesting to me that we cannot support white people that live in our country. I just don't understand. People think I'm just talking out the side of my neck when I say white people are under attack. I guess white is the new black. I mean, white people are literally being discriminated against in schools. They're being attacked for just having basic, belief systems. They can't even support Trump without being a neo-Nazi racist, and it is absolutely unacceptable. I want to finish the conversation I was having about Candace Owens and the White Lives Matter and how white people are under attack. Some people probably think to themselves and they say, B. Tatum, you wrong. White people aren't under attack. You're just making this up. Like I'm around white people, and there's white people that I know that cannot express how they feel or they will get fired. I can say the same thing that white people say, and nothing will happen to me. Nothing. When I was on the police department, some of my buddies who were on the police department who were white, literally, I used to talk about Black Lives Matter while I was a cop, and I used to bash them because they deserved it. Now, look at them now. Lawsuits after lawsuit. Candace Owens just came out with a documentary, and I'm going to see her premiere tomorrow, where she exposes Black Lives Matter for who they are. And I could say it all day long. I could say they're a fraudulent organization. I could say they ain't helped a single black person on planet Earth. And if a white person were to say that on the police department, in their personal life, they would be fired. They would be doxxed, they would be called a racist, and they would be fired. The young man, Sandman, the one that I think he ended up suing CNN and making some money, that Native American idiot. I don't even want to call him Native American. I don't even know what to call him. He's a freaking idiot. A grown tail man literally came up to that boy and beating the drums in his face and being an idiot. Because some white boys want to stand on top of the Lincoln Memorial. I think it's on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. I think that's what it was. And they want to be patriotic and love their country. But instead, the stooge that literally, I can't stand these people. You a grown man. You in your 40 years old. And you mad at some kids for loving America. And your stupid self live in America. You live here. And you mad because white people, let me say, I'm finna get mad. I'm finna go off. Turn the channel if you don't want to hear me go off. Listen, the stupidest stuff that I see, and I'm looking at this from a very impartial perspective. The stupidest things that I see is I see, quote unquote, black and brown people hating this country. Yet there's so many white people that love this country. It's like, why is it that black and brown people, and some of them, because everybody listening here, y'all perfect, it's not y'all. Why is it that black and brown people are so ungrateful about America? When I feel like America has afforded so much to black people and so much to what they call brown people. You show me somewhere else that you'd rather be. Show me another country where your people gonna take care of you like you're being taken care of in America. Show me somebody bold enough, brave enough to come up with the experiment called the American Dream in your own country that you decide to go to instead of this one. Why are you so ungrateful? Why does it have to be black people that criticize me all the time? Why is it